Adjectives. Well, these modify words. More specifically, they modify or describe. Sometimes people want to just say describe, and that's really what they do. If modify is a tricky word for you, they describe nouns or pronouns. Alright, so usually they come in front of a noun or pronoun. So like you might say here, let's give you the most basic type of adjective first. An article is a type of adjective. It just does describe it or it modifies it in some way. It tells us a little bit about it, like it says it's one. Let's say we wanted to add another adjective. Whoops. An unusual umbrella, so that describes the umbrella. A pink, striped, unusual umbrella. Alright, now this one, let's see, this might be a little tricky. So here's your noun. So it's an unusual umbrella, that describes it, so that's an adjective. Is it a striped umbrella, or is it a striped unusual? The striped describes the umbrella. Pink umbrella, or is it a pink striped umbrella? Well, the pink describes the stripes. Some of the stripes are not pink, so it's not like the whole umbrella is pink. So this is actually an adverb, because adverbs modify not only verbs, but they also can modify adjectives and other adverbs. Alright, it's more important to know that these are all modifiers than it is to know that they're adverbs and adjectives. But you should know they all modify things. You get a really good sense of what adjectives do, but occasionally you might confuse an adverb with one. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a big deal, but you generally do need to know. Okay, so there's adjectives. What else can I tell you about adjectives? Geez, I think that's mainly what you need to know, but sometimes you have a subject, verb, and then something else over here, a complement or something. So when you have a linking verb like is, and you have a subject like she is, so if we want to describe her instead of identify her, we can use an adjective instead of a noun. So if she is the teacher, that's a noun, so this is not where I'm going. But if she is intelligent, that's a word that describes her. It doesn't say what she is exactly, it says what she's like. So it describes her. So sometimes you have adjectives that are not right before the words they modify, like this, for example. Sometimes if you have a linking verb, it links the subject to something in the predicate that identifies or describes it. So, all right. But really, the main thing, another main thing to get out of this is you need to use descriptive language. So that it's easy to understand what you're trying to describe. So even if you're a cop and you're writing a report, you need to describe the events exactly as closely as possible to what actually happened. You don't want to write a novel, a beautifully written novel or anything for most of these types of careers that just write reports, but you do need to describe things clearly. So you got to find that balance on what works in your occupation. How descriptive do you need to be? Well, in this class you need to be descriptive because it's an English class, but I'm saying when you go on to your careers and you describe things, obviously there's a limit to the descriptions you need to use. And you don't want everything all flowery language. You want to get to the meat of the matter in some things. So, all right, that's about all on adjectives for today.